Hey you guys, welcome to Splinterlands TV. It is I, the Psy, and I'm back with you in almost what could end up being a follow-up to my last video when we talked a little bit about the transition to seasonal rentals, because that's about to happen for me. So I just logged in, I've got my little rental account here, The Silence, in contrast to Silence. This is the one that I'm using in the streamer contest I'm doing right now with Dolo Knight, as well as Gathering the Magic. And this is a pure rental account, so I'm getting ready to bring it back up. You can see that my energy is back up to 50. I let it go a little bit longer to make sure that the rentals would replenish, if that's actually what happens here with seasonal rentals. And I'm ready to go ahead and I'm ready to enter my guild brawl, but obviously I can't do that with the items I have currently, which are basically just, is that it? That's literally all I got, eh? Reset filters. Okay, yeah, so I got a few reward cards, but you can see, I mean, you can't play without a deep lurker and everything, right? And as good as Katralba is, without having like a slip spawn, I mean, you're not going to get too far. So, that being said, I haven't checked yet, okay? I do not know what I'm in for when I go and I look at the seasonal rentals, which just flipped on. What I can tell you is that according to Splinter Stats here, alright, that looks like it's nothing. According to Splinter Stats here, looks like there's a solicitation call of some type, perhaps by a nefarious person. But yeah, if I were to go and I were to look at Splinter Stats, you can see that I earned, again, I went over this last time when I looked at, hey, are renters really extractors? I earned 1,268 SPS, but my costs in that was 6,609 DEC for the rentals, plus another 1,500 for the SPS rental to get to 100,000 at .00 or 0001, whatever the proper number of decimal points is. So you can see that this didn't end up, in the end, the number ended up being $1.42. So after all season, once you take the amount that I'd earned and you subtracted the expenses, we're looking at about $1.40 or so in rewards. So something to bear in mind with what we're about to go and look at when I go and I try and do my rentals. So, I mean, I use Peak Monsters, and it says down for maintenance. That shouldn't be any more, though. An error has occurred back home. Oh my gosh, is this going to totally kill everything? My Explorer. Okay. My Dex. And then by me. Oh, it's because I'm in Silence. Okay, let me switch out. I need to go into The Silence. So we're about to find out. Here we go. The Silence. Let's click on this. So there's only buy at and there's only rent at levels. Now again, what we're looking at here is we're looking at for the entire season last time, I spent 6,609, okay? So if this amount of DEC it cost me for this season is higher than 6,609, then I mean that means that my rental costs are higher now that it switched to seasonal than previously when it was on the daily. So let's do at the Peak Monster. Let's go, let's do my rent at for all, and it looks like there's some I'm not even going to be able to get, but let's go, let's rent at, and let's see what happens. So it's putting everything in. Man, I love Peak Monsters. I love the fact that I had to learn how to do this. It doesn't have a Rune Master at to add in there. I'm looking at some question modes like General Sloan. It wants 39 DEC a day. I think that's going to be a taker outer. You know what I mean? And look at how these numbers are going up. Like 28 DEC a day for accounts. 170 DEC a day for Dry Bone Raider. 299 DEC a day for Lux Vega. Like, this is crazy, dude. What is happening right now? I'm just going to put them all in just to start off with. 18 for Vruz, 18 for a 5-star Vruz, it's up to 18, 28 for a Quicks, 76 DEC a day for a Lily Shield Paw. Wow. So, I guess in the test that I was going to be doing here, Silent Shabby, 15, Hardclaw, 10, like, oh my gosh. Revealer, 14, and Striker, 15, like, these numbers are unheard of. 38 for Null Organic, 900 DEC a day for Avenka the Vile, 349 for a Skok at 1 star, a 1-star Skok, 349. Let's see if there's anything else that really jumps out. Tusk the Wide, 18 DEC for a 6-star. Stalker is a 10 DEC a day card, or a day a card now. Brood, 12. Grum, 12. 27 for the Mycelic Slip spawn, which makes sense because it's bomb. 198 DEC a day for Immortalis. 50 DEC a day for Queen Mycelia. These are, I'm only reading the like super crazy numbers. 49 DEC a day for Demon Shark. 48 for Wave Brood. 35 for Riven Hellendale and 34 for Deep Lurker. 97 DEC a day for Possibilius. Like, wow, this is just crazy, man. 49 DEC for Tarsa. 129 DEC for an Astral Entity. And the price has gone down on the Scavo Hireling. Okay, so we're about to get our numbers here. It's going to be astronomical, I can tell. So what previously for a season was $6,609, today is going to cost me $57,762 DEC. And you can see season rental totals, it's going to cost me $50.11. Oh, $49. Probably not because the price went down, because one of my things got rented right out of my cart. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be tough. Like, obviously, I can't justify paying $49 for a season right now. And again, that doesn't even include everything. This is only 144 out of all the cards that I'd normally be able to rent all the time, right? Like, I tried to rent, how many cards are in this? 160, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I tried to rent like 170 something. I only got 144 of them, and it's already costing me substantially more. So I don't know, guys. Do you think that this is... See, this is what I want to know. Because this is where people are going to be split. There's going to be people who are going to be divided in two camps in this, right? There's going to be Camp A. Camp A, I've got a new chair. Hopefully you guys have been able to see my head this whole time. Found it at the side of the road, so obviously I had to scoop it up. It's a really good one, man. Super ergonomic. It's got like... Anyway, I digress. So there's two camps of people basically right now that this is going to come down to. I guess three camps. Camp one is the people who don't rent, don't care. They just want to do their own thing. They're totally out of any of this. They're not renters and they're not rentees. They just exist and do their thing. Okay, that's group one. Now you've got group two. You got the people that rent out cards. I don't know if those are the rentees. They're definitely not the renters, so they must be the rentees. I don't know. I'm probably getting that word wrong. So you got your rentees, or your people who are renting out the cards. Obviously, those people are ecstatic. Look at how much things have gone up. It went from 6,000, right? It went from 6,600 for a season to, and this is without all the cards. Okay, this is without all the cards. 57,762. So, and that's without all the cards, right? Like I said, I wasn't able to even get anything. Now, I'll take out some of these really crazy ones, okay? I'll take out the 1-star Inevitable. Let's remove that. Let's take out the Brightwing for... Oh, Brightwing's kind of essential, though, but now it's 49. You know what? I'm going to take it out just for purposes... But look at this. They even want 10 DEC for Chaos Knight. Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, 13 for Jared Scar. Like, Grandmaster Wraith, 98. We'll take him out. Like, who are we even going to be left with as a summoner? 39 for General Sloan. Like, 39 DEC for General Sloan. Well, I mean, if I'm not taking the Grandmaster at 98, I'd have to take him. I mean, I'd prefer the Grandmaster, though, right? Wouldn't I prefer the Grandmaster at 98? All right, let's do Grandmaster at 98, and then let's not use General Sloan at all. All right, so I'm going to be a little bit choosy here with what I'm taking, right? I'm going to be a little choosy here. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go through and I'm not going to take out every blinding reflector at 10 DEC a day, because I find that that's outrageous, too. They used to be, before this, I'm telling you right now, blinding reflector was 2 DEC a day. It was 2 DEC a day. And now it's 10, so that's a 5x on the rentals for that guy there. I mean, they want 8 DEC a day now for Conjurers. I mean, that's good, I guess, in some ways. The Fiends are up to 12. Like, Runemaster Flores is still around the same price, 34 DEC. Jin Bilka's 8.85 DEC a day. This is crazy town, dude. Like, I don't even know what I can do here. When my earnings are $1.41, like, what am I supposed to do? I can't even rent these cards a single time. That more than the rental costs alone are gonna just destroy it. All right, so let's take this out of my bag. The Coral Lurker is now 20 instead of, like, Lux Vegas 300 DEC a day. Okay. Like, if these are the kind of rental prices that you can legitimately get, then I almost want to shut down my my main account and not even play Wild anymore and just take everything and rent it out. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this is crazy. Like, 76 DEC a day for a 4-star Lily Shield Paw. Like, I will undo that one, and hopefully Quicks is more reasonable. Yeah, Quicks is 28. I mean, is that reasonable? I don't know. Look, 29 DEC a day for Void Dragon. Like, I need a Void Dragon. He's like key, but 29 DEC a day? Like, we're just trying to go as cheap as possible, so let's say no to that. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do here. Honestly, I don't even know how I'm going to continue to play this account right now, and renting these cards one time is definitely not going to equal what I'm going to receive back. When for a season I make, after expenses previously, $1.42. I mean, I can't be expected to pay 50 something dollars to now rent, right? I'll take out the I'll take out the Venka, obviously. The 900 DEC, that's way too much. 349 on Skok, let's take him out. So now I'm going down to, like, I need to keep the Tusk. He's really good. Okay, you're a good price, I guess. So, I mean, I'm trying to keep core stuff. Like, I can't not do a slip spawn. I can not do a Yasik, I guess, right? For 198, like, can you play competitively without Immortalis? Like, can you even play competitively without Immortalis? I don't know if you can play competitively without Immortalis. But I mean, I'm not going to pay 198 DEC a day for him. 49 for Queen Mycelia, 49 for Obsidian. Like, if I'm not taking Immortalis, I kind of have to take Obsidian, right? Isn't that the way that it works? Wow. This is crazy. I don't even think I can do this rental with you guys because I'm gonna have to micromanage it so hard, and like I might even do one of those things like, oh, you don't even have every splinter. Like 49 for a Demon Shark, 49 for a Demon Shark, like 48 for a Wave Brood. These were literally two. These were literally 2 DEC, and now they're 49. Flying Squid. 9. 35 for River Hellendale will exclude you. I don't use that much. Like, Deep Lurker 34. How can you play without a Deep Lurker and without a Demon Shark? And now the two of those guys combined is going to be 34 and 49. Let's call it 35 and 50. That's 85. 85 DEC a day now just for Deep Lurker and Demon Shark combo. Kelia surprisingly is only 13 DEC a day. Like, that surprises me. Cruel Cephalopod is renting for more than Kelia. Cruel Cephalopod is renting for 15 DEC a day. Oh, I couldn't get any Kelia even at that price. That's why. Let's see what happened if I try and click it. Look, card's not even found. Angelic Mandarin. 129 for an Astral Entity. I will just not take an Astral Entity. 49 for Tarsa. I will just not take the Tarsa. Yeah, so I think that what's going to have happening here is I'm literally going to have to go down. I'm going to have to micromanage and choose like 3 splinters. 3 splinters that I want to play. And that's all that I can really try and afford to do. Like 49 DEC a day for Chaos Dragon now. What is it for a 3-star Chaos Dragon? What is it for some of these lower level ones? Let's just take a look. Maybe people don't want them because they're low level, right? So maybe they'll be easier to pick up because they're low level, right? So let's check out Chaos Legion, and let's check out Legendary, and let's check out the Chaos Dragon, which is up to 70 cents. Very cool. And for rent, power down. So we got the 4-star, that's at 11. Here's where things get crazy. Look, the 3 stars at 206. So you are going to need to adjust. Let's try another one. Let's try the Void Dragon. Remember how I said the Void Dragon is super good? Let's adjust to the Void Dragon. Void Dragon, for rent, power down, 29, 39, 5. I mean, it's not like it's great. Like, compared to how it used to be nothing. It used to be like 2. No, I think it was around 5 as well. Now I think about it, I think it was around 5, to be honest with you. So that one stayed steady. But the thing is, you still have to pay for all of this up front. That's another thing that I haven't talked about yet with all this. So even if I did go ahead, I managed all these rentals, I scrimped and I saved, I got everything to the point when I was able to actually do the rentals and I was comfortable with it. Like, I got to put out in advance now 21,000 DEC. I've now got to put out 21K DEC in order to get these cards all at once. It's not like I could do it previously. Like, I would rent for 2 days and it would cost me like, 1,300 or something like that. And then, I'd come back, when I'm back up to 100 after that, I'd rent for like a day or 2 or 2 days of rental or something, and then I'd come back and I'd rent 2 days and you end up with around 6K in expenses. But you can get those and spread out the expenses throughout the season. Whereas now it's like, yo, give me 21K right now. And I've only got 26K after everything I've done. Like, I want to know what the payouts are right now in Modern that are going to justify me going and spending again. Okay, so a lot of stuff's already been scooped up. Oh, well, I guess I canceled a lot of stuff. But still, that's going to want me to pay $18.57 when I'm earning $1.42. Right? So let's see what the justification is for that. Let's go to play. Let's go to ranked play. Let's go to modern. Let's go to leaderboard for champion. And let's see what Housewife FTW is earning right now. View battles. Hopefully you had one recently. Tournaments. Modern ranked. 51 SPS. So, I mean, that's good, but that's pretty similar, isn't it? Isn't 51 SPS around what he was always making? 51. Battle 1. Oh, those must be tournaments. Okay. So maybe what I should do is I should go to leaderboard for diamond instead. And I'll scroll down some rando like Fat Jimmy. Maybe Fat Jimmy's too big. Rebel Yell. You sound like just someone who seems like in between, You sound like someone who sounds good, but not too good. I'm just basing this just on your name, okay? So Rebel Yell, plus 20. Plus 20. Plus 20. Plus 20, plus 20, okay. And that's going to be in top of diamond, I guess we were talking about, right? So in top of diamond. Let's see what gold is earning then, okay? Let's go to the Gold League leaderboard. And let's go down to the bottom here. Let's go down to like Epsilon 27. I think I faced him before. View battles. 5. So he's earning 5 at 2860. 5. 6. And this was 32 hours ago. So this is before things kicked in. So he's not even like valid to look at, in my opinion. He's not even okay to look at. You know what? Let's take a look at Fat Jimmy here. Let's take a look at Fat Jimmy because he's always playing. 18 hours ago. So 18 hours ago, he's got 22, 24. So 18 hours ago, this hadn't taken effect yet. So I think we're going to have to wait it out and see what ends up happening here. As far as like how things go for me renting, there's no way that I'm going to be renting for $18.57 for the season when we know that historically the season itself is going to bring me in like $8.12 it was in SPS. So this amount of SPS here right now, this 1268.49 from last season is worth $8.12. So I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do, and this is without a lot of cards, right? Don't forget, I already evicted a bunch of cards from this list, right? And it's still gonna cost $18.57 even to rent these, like. And like I said, you take a look and some of these are already renting out. Like, at least that Jared Scar is gone now. Right? So it just left my list, which made my price lower. But wow, look at that 1,600 DEC a day. So I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts on this moving forward? Are you in that camp A? Doesn't care. I didn't even talk about the camps. I got totally off track. All right, so there was Camp A. I guess I'm getting back on track here now. Sometimes I just ramble. There's Camp A, doesn't care. There's Camp B, the people who are renting out who are like, this is fantastic. Look at all these rental costs. And there's Camp C. And I'm getting to a point with this. Then there's Camp C, the renters, the people like me who are like, man, there's no way that I'm going to pay $19 to rent when a season gets me $8.12. You know, now one of the things that I was thinking about here is this. Okay, now here's something that's kind of a very interesting thought that I had. If the people that are like myself now, okay, the renters that are like myself, the people who are like, you know what, I don't care that all I'm making is $1.42. That doesn't matter to me. All that matters to me is the fact that I get to play. Okay, if those people are also looking at the screen and being like, dude, there's no way that I want to pay $18.57 for a full season so that I can earn $8.12. You know, it just doesn't seem like it's good value to me, basically, you know, because the cards I want to rent and what I get back from it just doesn't seem good value. So if, say, I wasn't going to play and the silences around the world weren't going to play, like, then that would actually create less demand on these cards. So these people right now who are trying to get like Jin Renault, let's say Prismologist level 6, are trying to get 16.025 DEC a day for them, okay? Suddenly there's like half the player base that would have initially rented these cards, but now isn't playing at all. So there'd be less demand on that Prismologist, which in turn would reduce its price. And one of the things that I was thinking about is like, how sad would it be if we got to the point again where a bunch of people just stopped playing? All right, so we lost a bunch of match liquidity. We lost a bunch of players who were playing because, hey, you know what? The cost to rent versus what I earned, it wasn't a lot, but at least I could just like play for free, kind of in a lot of ways. You know, I could play for free. You know, if all those guys left and no one was renting anymore, and then these rental prices went back down to what they basically were before we instituted the seasonal rental, like that'd be kind of a shame that we would have lost that big chunk of the player base for no gains at all. In fact, it'd be negative gains because now there's less cards at that lower price that would end up being rented. So those of us who rent out would actually end up with less. Like, because I mean, I'm just seeing this right now. I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm not clicking rent for $18.57 USD. That doesn't even have all the key cards, doesn't have some of the best summoners in it, like doesn't have an Immortalis or anything. Like, I just don't know, guys. I don't know what the future holds and stuff like that from this point forward. But like, let me just see Immortalis again. Yeah, like 198 DEC a day. Like, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a tough call to decide how I want to proceed with this count. But I know I'm not paying 21,000 DEC for a seasonal rental when I just did my calculation and I'm up $1.42 a season. You know, so there's gonna be a lot of reflection happening on my side here. Can't get away with just like a Lux Vega anymore and just like hoping for the best. I'm wondering if what I should do is I should just like leave my energy unspent for a day or two and just kind of chill and wait for the reward pool to go up and then try and do a rental, since it would cost less because there's less days left in the season and hopefully the reward pool would be fuller since no one is going to be using it anymore. I don't know. But basically what I do know is if my previous earnings were $8, minus all the fees and stuff that I would have had to pay, I would need to more than double. I would need to like 2.5x the amount of SPS that I'm earning in order to make this break even again on these rewards. So I would have to basically make 12, 24. I'd have to make 3,000 SPS. If I was able to make 3,000 SPS, let's see how many games this was. This was over, I had 50%, and it was 300 and whatever this number is. So it's at 50% basically, and it gave me this much glint. Yeah, so I'm probably going to need to make about 3,000 SPS is how it's going to have to be. So 3,000 SPS. And if I played, let's call 400 battles here. So 3,000 divided by 400 equals. So I'd have to be making 7.5 in order to make that. That doesn't make sense. I did something wrong. So if it was 400, divide that by 3,000 equals 13. No, that's wrong too. So again, all right, let me try this one more time. It's pretty late where I am here, okay, guys? I'm starting to get a little sleepy. I forgot what my calculation was I was doing again here right now. I was doing, okay, so yeah, so we're talking 3,000 divided by 400 equals 7.5. Yeah, so I'd have to be making 7.5 per battle of those 400. No, because that's over 400 and I only have 50% win rate. That's why it wasn't looking right. That's why it wasn't looking right to me. So let's do this again. Let's do it one more time. That's why it didn't look right. So I did 400 battles and it cost, and I got 1268. So we're going to take 3,000 and divide by 400 equals 7.5, but then I have to multiply that by 2 because we only win half, so 15. So I have to be making 15 SPS per win in order to make this viable for me. And I know that some people that's perfectly reasonable, but I mean that's just to cover the cost of the rentals at that point in time, right? That's just to cover the cost of the card rentals at that point in time. I'd have to be making 15 SPS per. And I lose 10% of that to XBot, so I mean that would mean I have to be making 16.5. Sort of, kind of, like doing it the cheater's way of adding 10%. Yeah, so I'd have to be making quite a bit more in SPS to make that rental worthwhile, which to me means that I'd need a ton of people to just stop playing Modern to make those numbers viable. Because that's what it all boils down to in the end, right? It's all going to boil down to if the same number of people keep paying that and stay in Modern, then the SPS isn't going to be reduced at all. And we're all going to be receiving exactly the same amount of SPS as we were previously because the same number of people are in it. But if, say, half the player base in Modern, who are all renters, let's call it, all leave, then that will theoretically double the amount of SPS that's being rewarded right now. So that's basically what you need to hope for, is you need to hope that half of the players that play in Modern leave in order to make your rentals now worthwhile. I don't like the way that that sounds, but just based on my precursor analysis, that might be incorrect. I mean, that's the way it looks to me. Like, look, I'm at 3008. I'm earning 7 right now, and I need to earn double that. So yeah, that means like half the people have to leave. For me to double it, we have to lose 50% of the people. And I'm pretty sure that would bell curve to the top end. No, it'd probably bell curve to the lower end because those guys are pretty curved out at the top with the amount of SPS and their earnings. But either way, I need to double it without increasing my SPS or anything like that. I need to double this, maybe even triple it, because I'm looking at that $8.12 earned. Maybe even triple it once I count for everything. To make it worthwhile, and that's at current SPS. And then don't forget, this could also cause less demand for SPS, because if less people are playing, then they're just like, why do they need to rent the SPS, right? If all these other renters who are renting into Diamond and Champ are like, man, I'm not playing, then they're also not renting the SPS, which in turn is going to further hurt the whales. So I'm wondering if what happened here, so just kind of like to do another further just like brainstorming here. I think that what's actually happened here is that everything is now geared towards survival. Okay, so the rental market for Modern or for Standard is gone now. Everything exists on the back of renting out cards that work really, really well in survival mode, and then playing those cards. I think that that's what we're looking at here. Either that, or the other thing is, so I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to do a third one of these videos because I like I said, I'm not buying right now at these prices. Or this is entirely possible as well. Don't forget, things are on cooldown right now from being delisted, right? Like I've got, if we were to go over here to one of my rental accounts, sounds for, here's my rental account, right? No decks found, that's fine, my cards. So here's my rental account. I've canceled all of my rentals, okay? But I haven't relisted them yet at the new price. So what I could always do is I could always do this, right? I could take my cards and I could say delegated, no. All right. And then I could take all these guys and I could select all and I could come over here and I could do rent and I could do set lowest market price. And let's see what we're looking at here then. Holy smokes. Like, look at these increases in what things are going for. I guess it's not really that big. Dandelion Scion 50. All right, I guess that the increases on the stuff I'm trying to rent haven't gone up that much. Seasonal Agravax, so there is no one to even compare it to seasonally yet. 86 DEC on a Lurking Puffer, 114 on a Torch Vizier. Like, who's paying these prices? Totals, and that's not for everything, right? These ones that aren't there, they obviously wouldn't count. Totals 13.9 DEC a day for 68 cards. Like, I mean, I should just throw this stuff on there and start reducing the price for everyone else. I feel is like what I should be doing here. Because I should say, yep, these are now the lowest rentals that exist. And I'm just going to put them up. And hopefully everything goes down. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to take these ones. What is a Venari even going for these days? What's a Venari going for? Venari Crystal Smith, 2.377. That's about right. That's what it was beforehand. So, all right, I'm going to confirm this. There we go. So I've confirmed all those ones there that I could. And again, there's not even any historicals for things like Prophet Rosa in there. And there's not even historicals for Peacebringer. Right? Delegated, yes. Let's see when these guys are done. So it's going to be very interesting here to see as well. Is like a Kane still going to be 38 DEC a day or what? And also, when those things rent, don't forget that 1,200 DEC, that's going to be multiplied by 12. So it's automatically going to be 12,000 DEC for those other ones, right? So yeah, I can't wait for these others to go up as well. And I hope that this is actually what's causing the slowdown right now in getting affordable card rentals out, is that everyone is just like me, and their stuff is on cooldown, and they're trying their best to get it off of cooldown right now. And we just got to wait our 2 days, our 48 hours. And after 48 hours, we'll be able to go and list all of our stuff. So I'm wondering if that's actually what's occurring right now. That made perfect sense to me. So maybe it's not all doom and gloom. Maybe the sky isn't falling. But I definitely cannot do my rentals today. Actually, I have to rent some stuff. I'm going to have to figure out something to do here. Because I do need to go ahead and, like I said, I need to enter that guild brawl. It wouldn't be fair to my teammates if I was just like, sorry guys, I'm just leaving it hanging here. I'm not even renting anything. So I might, like I said, end up going with water and earth and life, maybe. Those sound like 3 good ones. Maybe even dragon, because then I can just do a bunch of neutrals, but I don't even know anymore, man. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to look over what things cost. But yeah, man. Again, doing quick review. Let's go back into silence. Let's take one more look. Maybe things are still coming in right now. Let's go back to the silence one more time. Let's go to my decks. Buy me. Let's go in. Let's do our seasonal rent one more time. And let's just see one last time what everything comes up as, without me taking anything out, without me making any modifications, with me just saying, yes, this is the stuff that I used to be able to get, or most of the stuff that I used to be able to get, and how much is it going to cost me for the season. And again, we're comparing and we're saying, last time, that cost was 6,609, and this time, that cost is, and again, this is without everything even being picked up. 76 for Lily Shieldpaw, man. Like, looking at these numbers, it makes me almost wonder, do I even want to play in Modern, or in Wild? Like, do I even want to bot Wild? Or do I just want to take my stuff and rent it out? Because even just going to rent it out, like, seems pretty good. If a 1-star Skok can get 349 DEC a day, you know, that seems pretty good. But again, we're going on through here, and I just want to see, like, just quickly, just pressing for the season, what that difference is going to be again between my 6,609 and right now. So let's go back. See if it's done. Still picking them up. We're getting to the bottom here. All right, there we go. So it got 143 out of 174. So bear in mind, this is short 31 cards that I used to rent previously. So it's a short 31 cards, obviously good ones probably. And it's 55,000 DEC to rent at a rental cost of $48.15. And again, the amount I was making previously was $8.12 in SPS for the whole season. Of that, even just using that previous 6,000 in rental fees, as well as my SPS rental, I ended up having costs of $6.70, which left me at $1.42 in earnings for the season. If things were to continue and it were to be the 48.15 plus, let's call the SPS rental of 150,000 DC, let's call that another dollar, let's be generous, we're looking at $49 to earn $8.12. That'd be a $41 loss. So that's my initial precursory day one examination on the rental market. It is crazy for you renters out there, or rentees, people who are renting out cards. You guys are doing it. Like I said, I got a few to rent out. I'm hopefully going to be doing it too, along with you guys, and making some good rental income. But when I were to go, if I were to leave the silence here, okay, if I were to log out, like, I'm going to show you how crazy this is. I'm going to log into my main account, okay? So my main account right now, if I play blah, 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 seeking opponents, no. All right, if I look at my survival, I'm earning 0.7 SPS per win, just because I just threw my extra bad cards in here, okay? If I were to look at wild, though, play, ranked play. If I were to look at items, play, if I were to look at my ranked, though, you would see for my ranked wild, I'm making about 5 SPS a win. Okay. Ooh, defeat. Yeah, give me my 0.76 SPS for nothing. Here we go. Wild. All right. So if I'm looking at wild, I'm getting about 0, 0. Oh, those are in brawls. Okay. Wild ranked. I'm getting about 5 SPS per win. 5, 5, 5. That's all we really need to look at there. Okay. So this is in wild now that we're talking about. And my account in wild, just to take a look, just so you guys know, switch account into silence. So my wild account has a value right now of almost $8,000. Geez, survival mode is just killing it, dude. So my main account has a value of almost $8,000. When I play in wild using my account, and I go for all season, the amount that my main account earns is 1,133 SPS. Okay, so I mean, I don't even that's an embarrassingly low number. It's less than $8.12 because my other account was earning more than that. My modern rental account was earning more than that. At least there's no fees associated with this one. Aside from the, I forgot to calculate within that even the 10% I was losing from Xbot taking their 10%. So in fact, my poor $1.42 is actually minus another 80 cents on that. Oh, dude, that's sad. That's sad. So it's actually more like 60 cents that the account's coming with, or yes, more like 60 cents after you take away the 10% fees. Okay, but if I were to take a look at this and I were to think to myself, okay, well, this account is earning now, like I said, we'll call it $8 in SPS every season. If I were to go to my items in silence and I were to look at Untamed and I were to look at the legendaries, okay, like, what is Almo Cambio renting for right now? All right, I can leave. I can leave this one. Log out. I'll just log in as this silence again. Like, let's take a look at what Almo Cambio is even renting for right now, just for fun, okay? Because, I mean, like I said, we're looking at right now making $8 for the season, and that's fully botted, which means that's full extraction as far as I'm concerned, okay? For rent. Look at that. There's only some 1-stars that are left. So I wonder what a 4-star Almo Cambio is actually renting for. And this also actually kind of goes back to there's probably not enough renters on the market yet, because we all know that there's going to be more than like a couple 1-star Almo Cambios for rent here, all right? When all the people who do the renting start renting out again, there will be more Almo Cambios. Let's do a different one here then, okay? So if we're not doing Almo Cambio, what's another good guy that I got here? I got a max level Cornelius. Let's look at max level Cornelius. 4-star, okay. So he's renting for $98.99, okay? So he's renting for $98.99. So let's call it 100, all right? Let's do ourselves a solid. We'll say he's renting for 100 DEC a day, and that goes for 15 days. That right there already is going to be 1,500 DEC earned, right? So I could already be earning 1,500 DEC off that guy. Let's even go to Chaos Legion, right? And let's talk legendaries. We know what this guy's going for, right? He's going for 200. And look, then it gets even worse. So we know that Immortalis is going for 200 a day, right? So that would be another 3,000 DEC over the course of 15 days. So now we're up to 4,500 DEC just over the course of 2 guys, right? And if we were to go ahead and we were to also take, I've got a max level Dr. Blight, okay? So max level Dr. Blight, let's call him 50, okay? So even that's going to be another 1,500, right? Now we got 3 cards that have brought us up to like 5,000 DEC or something like that. I know that my numbers are probably wrong at this point. I'm just babbling on here. I'm just kind of like, so now we're at 5,000 DEC for rent. Look, they don't even have a 4-star, but since 2 stars only 251, I'm not even consider it. What about this guy? Look, 6 for him. I got one of these. Power down. Another 50. So that's another 1,500, right? No, 50. That's another 7. Or why can I not do math right now? 50 times 15 equals 750. Yeah. So that's another 750. So this does make it the 1,500, you know? Like, if these cards are actually renting for this amount, like, what about a 4-star of this? 35. Right? So if these cards are actually renting out for that amount, it is literally more beneficial for me to take my cards and for me to list them on the market to be rented than for me to actually play with them. Because look, 129. So that right there is going to be another. Let's just use a calculator because I don't want to be wrong again. 129 times 15. That's another 2,000 right there. So now we're already at, having rented out like four of these cards, or 5 of these cards. We're already at basically 8,000 DEC. Right, which DEC at Peg, that'd be the $8 that we're talking about. But I mean, that doesn't even include like a lot of the cards. So man, like this whole thing now, if the cards are seriously renting for that much, then it's actually literally making me think. And obviously, we know this guy. I've got one of these guys, so I can rent him out for another 300. Let's just take a look at that. So 300 times 15. Equals, and that right there is another 4,500. So this guy alone would get me half of what I was receiving botting in Wild. So it honestly doesn't even make sense to bot Wild anymore, and I don't have to pay 2,000 DEC. So I mean, this is crazy, dude. This was supposed to be just like a little. I keep wanting to do these little things when I'm just like, hey, it's just a little video, you know. I'll do it kind of like After Sound does, and I'll go and I'll post a sweet like, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. And then somehow these videos always end up being like 43 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, just like this one's rambling on for 43 minutes already. But I just find this very interesting. And, I mean, I'm probably talking to myself here, let's face it. That it kind of makes me not even want to bother to bot Wild anymore either. But now again, if I stop botting Wild and everyone else stops botting Wild and everyone else says, look at these rental prices that I can get by putting these cards on the rental market, then again, that's going to do 2 things. 1, less people in Wild means more SPS rewards for those who chose to stick it out in Wild. Also, more cards going on the market. Let's just say demand doesn't go up, but more people keep saying it's profitable for us to rent out these cards, so demand remains the same, but more cards go on the market. Then, I mean, the price of those cards on the market is going to go down, and we might see a 200 DEC a day Lux Vega or a 100 DEC a day Lux Vega because the demand just isn't there, or there's just too many of these cards that are out to be rented now since people are seeing how profitable it is to rent out the cards. Maybe not rent the cards because we need to see at least double the amount of SPS per drop, which to me means we need to see almost half the player base fall off. In fact, let's face it, the members of the player base who are going to fall off aren't going to be the ones at the top. So them falling off really just concentrates more SPS rewards. Would it concentrate them more near the top, or would the fact that the SPS curve gets to be so high be negligible to them? I'm going to have to think about that a little bit more. But one way or another, I mean, the fact that it's like that we need to drop players in order to make renting sustainable just does not make me feel good. But again, it's probably one of those Chicken Little situations. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. In all reality, everyone else is like me. They're in peak monsters here with their cards, and they're just like, man, I'm just waiting for the opportunity for me to be able to take my rental account and to take all of these cards that have now been canceled and for me to go and relist them in the marketplace because I want some of those juicy gains, you know? So there's lots of things that are still in play right now that we're not going to find out for at least, I'd say, 48 hours. I'd say within 48 hours, everything will be off of cooldown. The people who are going to go and change their whole strategy of renting up for the season will have had the chance to do that. They won't be slow like I am here. You know, you can tell how slow I am with getting everything off. I was trying to extract the last few days of daily rental that I could. It's also going to make me wonder, do I combine things like Chaos Dragons or bring them to 3-star 6s? Or do I leave them as 2-star 3s? Like, what's the most a beneficial way to do that? I wish that there was a site still like Splex that would show you the historical, like the 14-day running average of rentals. If you guys know of a resource like that, definitely drop me a comment, let me know, because I'd love to go and say, hey, 10 days ago, Chaos Dragon was renting for 1 DEC, and now today, 10 days later, he's renting for 10 DEC, and when we look across the board, that represents a 10x increase, just like what we're seeing with the cost of rentals going from 6,000 to like 55,000 DEC or whatever that number ended up being. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see the way that it plays out. Right now, I don't even think that it's worth it to me to even try and get rentals for the silence count. I might literally, for the first time in 3 seasons, when I was playing legit, every time I'd hit 50, I would be like, dude, I got to play. I got to grind. I would grind my account to 0. I think that aside from me making just a few really quick rentals here so I can try and do my team a solid, I think that this might be a season that I just kind of watch because it just doesn't make sense to pay, like I said, the $40 or $50 USD to earn $8.12 USD. So very interesting, guys. This is part 2, I guess, of when I was talking about the rentals and the impact that rentals would be, and are renters really that bad? Well, we're about to find out, guys, in both match liquidity and in rental liquidity. If the rentals are going strong, I think that's more because of survival mode than wild mode. But I mean, we're gonna see how things shake out. It's probably gonna take more than a few days. It's probably gonna take like a season or 2. But I think that it is going to be nice that we're going to get to see the true impact of this change shortly. I mean, within the next, by the end of this season, we'll pretty much have a good idea going into the next what things will cost. So that being said, I got to go do a few rentals. I got to go and enter into those, into this brawl. Hopefully I do well. I'm going to really be conservative if I can. The days of Lux Vega for like 60 DEC a day over 2-day rentals, those are dead. And it is now the days of Lux Vega being 300 DEC paid all up front. I think it's all up front. I mean, it looks like it's going to take the money for me all then and there. Paid all up front, all at once, and either make your money back or enjoy those losses. So I don't know, guys. We'll see. I'm going to keep checking daily. The day that I can go ahead and I can make my rentals, I will try and make a new video. And I'll say, look, I'm making these rentals. Rental prices have adjusted. People can still rent and play and expect to be able to at least break even if they do things right. So there you go, guys. Don't forget, it's the Silent Social Media contest that's going on right now. Give me a like, share, subscribe, and be sure to leave your Splinterlands user ID and a comment in the comment section. And you'll be entered into the very last season, season 4 of 4, where you could win 3, 2, or 1 Chaos Legion pack. just for dropping me a comment. Try if you can make it meaty, that would be even better, because then that gives me something that maybe I can reply to and address your comment, whether you leave a question or a concern or something that I can just tap onto. I'd love to be able to do one of those answering questions videos where I can just bounce my ideas off of you guys in sort of realish time. So that being said, my friends, it is I the Psy signing off. Good luck with your rentals, good luck with your gameplay, and I'll see you guys around Pretoria. Peace, my friends. Take care.